Is the Berlin birthday stream? What's good, baby? I'm gonna put this in real quick. Put the mic in. Put the mic.
We're about to see how this is gonna go. Mm. Whatever, everybody. For everybody who doesn't know me, I'm out here in Berlin right now eating some doner box. That's a big shit out here. You know, New York, they got pizza, right? They got all sorts of shit. Yo, what's good, baby? Yo, thank you, man. Live from my apartment. Yeah, that's my boy who's subletting my spot right now. He's watching my shit. Mm. I usually don't do lives, but it's my birthday, so I was like, why not? Let's go for it, see what happens. You know, hang out here. I was trying to go live earlier. I wanted to like kind of take you guys all over the city. I probably still will. I probably walk all over in Berlin right now, but I just wasn't getting good reception. So, I figured here's a good spot, and then I'll go from here. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. You know, I'm definitely living it up out here. The food is fire, which you wouldn't expect in Germany, right? When it comes to food, people think maybe like Italian food, Spanish food, you know what I mean? But people don't really think like German food specifically. But I will say, this shit is fucking fire, bro. I've had a lot of different people who come through here in Germany. They have a lot of Turkish people as well too, which I think is where the doner thing comes from. Uh, and it's like a different type of like halal, you know, that like I'm not used to. I think this shit is fire though. It's so much better. Hmm. Berlin is a beautiful city, man. One of the favorite cities I've ever been to. I was here about 2 years ago, and I was only here for a couple of hours, so I didn't really get to take it in. But this time that now I'm here, I really actually do love this city, and it took a second. It took a second because for a little bit, I was like, I don't know if I really fuck with it like that. I don't know how I really feel about it like that. But you know what? It did grow on me, man. It did grow on me. If I'm talking in New York terms, it definitely has a little bit of a Brooklyn feel. Like the whole entire city got like this kind of Brooklyn feel, because everybody here is like, I don't know how to explain it. I won't say they're like hipsters, but everybody's very like nonchalant. You know what I mean? Like everybody's kind of, they're all doing their job, but they're not that into doing their job. If that makes sense, it's something you definitely recognize in like Brooklyn and different spots and shit like that, right? It definitely has this vibe. Like, I haven't went to any clubs yet. I'm probably gonna go to some clubs this weekend, but I had a couple friends that went out to some clubs. And they were telling me that like they got in, which in Berlin it's like notoriously hard to get into clubs. It's like legitimately hard. Like number one, the line takes forever, and then when you get to the front of the line, they start asking you questions and shit. They don't even just look at you and be like, "You can't go in" or "You can go in." They ask you like, "Why are you here? Who are the acts you're here to see? You know, what does techno mean to you?" Like, bro, it's like a college application, bro. This shit is crazy, you know. But I feel like it gives that atmosphere though of like real club culture, which is nice to see. These people really care about the culture that they spread around, and it's kind of a beautiful thing. It reminds me a lot of New York. You know, Hmm, what the fuck? All right, so These niggas, I don't know what they did. They definitely, there's definitely some bad shit in my food, in my donor box. But it's all good. It is what it is. The food is good though. The food is good. Oh, that's what it is. Snapped off. Shit done snapped off. But I will say, man, like Berlin's a fun place, bro. People are cool. They're a good vibe, authentic. You know, I was saying this too in my last video that I still haven't put on YouTube yet. But it's like what I love out here is that like nobody's flexing. You feel me? Like whatever their lives are is what their lives are. And I kind of admire that. And when I say nobody's flexing, I don't necessarily mean that they don't have aspirations or that they like, I don't know, revel in like being poor or not having this or not having that. It's not really that. But the vibe is just different. Like, all right, like, have you ever noticed like when European people, when you're like eating with European people, right? Everything they eat only has like 3 or 4 ingredients in it, right? So it'll be like, oh, a little tomato, a little bit of ham, and a baguette, right? That's how it goes. So it'll be all, it's always shit like that, right? And, you know, you think it's because their ingredients are so good, and they are, but it's more or less because you just don't need more. You don't. You really don't need more. All you need is a little baguette, little piece of meat, a little bit of cheese. That's it. And I feel like they've understood that. Whereas in America, we live in this life of like excess, right? Where you always have to have more, not just for yourself, but you got to have more than other people as well too. And it kind of can be like a rough thing to deal with all the time. And here, you really just don't have to deal with that. Mm. I know when I posted Berlin birthday stream, niggas thought I was at the craziest bar in the world. Nah, man, I'm getting older now, bro. I'm not even really into that like that. I'm just trying to chill, have a good meal, and talk to the people who fuck with me. That's it. That's it. I did go to a great bar before I got here, though. That was truly amazing. Beautiful spot. Um, you know, it's nice too. And that's why I'm a little tipsy because they gave me a bunch of shots. The first one was just a shot. The second one was like a cup of vodka, and I drank it like a shot, which I should not have done. Which is why I'm eating this donor box to kind of fill up my stomach a little bit. Hmm. You know, I gotta say, Germans are good people. Germans are good people for sure. It's crazy. I don't know how this shit broke off, but mm. And don't worry, we're gonna be roaming around the city a little bit. Hopefully, the signal stays and it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. I haven't been getting that good of reception, which is why I haven't really done this. I've been trying to do lives this whole week, but the world is acting against me. Number one, the moment I got here, I was sick as a dog, bro. Terrible. Snotty nose, big headache, couldn't even really sleep. Like, shit was fucked up, you know? But now, internet really bad. You know, either way, I'm just hanging out here, playing out here, enjoying the city, my lonesome. Ended up talking to a nice young lady. Might materialize into something tomorrow. Well, yeah, no pressure. We don't know. We don't know. I will say that is the coolest part about Berlin too, is like I don't say the homeless people, but like the city people. Like you know, I don't know if he came into the background, but there's certain people here who they're not necessarily. It's like New York, where it's like they're not necessarily homeless, but they're struggling, but they have like a authenticity to them as people. You feel me? Which I feel gives the city even more flavor and even more authenticity as well. You know, and I feel like that's something that a lot of places miss out on. You know, because they all want a bunch of tech bros in there doing whatever they're gonna do. And it's like, nah, man. There's a lot of people who make the city great, and it's not just people who bring in tons and tons of money. In fact, the people who bring in tons and tons of money usually make the city worse. They usually make the city worse. That's just how it is, bro. That's just how it is, man. Shit's crazy. But let's walk back to the hotel, see what's good, see what's popping. It's funny too because I'm about to go back to the hotel. This hotel, they don't want me. Well, it's not a hotel; it's a hostel. So, difference for any of these young people. So the difference between any of these young people, just so you know, between a hostel and a hotel, right? Hotel, you get a room, it's your room, bed, whatever, right? Hostel is just you, nigga. I mean, hostel is like just you alone. You know, you're a weird traveler, but you got like 6 other people in your room, and you're kind of sharing it all together, right? And you pay maybe like $25, $30, some shit, and that's it. That's it. But the cool thing about hostel is there's like a vibe, like they have a kitchen, you can hook up everything, right? There's a bunch of different travelers, you can talk to these people from different places. You guys end up hanging out, and it's a nice communal thing, especially when you're a solo traveler by yourself. It's nice to have that human connection where you're not going from, hotel room to hotel room and you don't know anybody. In fact, like as a stand-up comedian, that's a main thing that stand-up comedians kind of deal with a lot, right? Is like traveling all over the country, but you're not like connecting with anybody. You're kind of just like doing your show and then you go back to the hotel room. A hostel kind of gets rid of all that and kind of forces you into interacting with other human beings. It's kind of nice, right? It also has its drawbacks because you end up smelling niggas' feet at like 4 in the morning, but but you get to connect with people, man. You get to connect with people, and it's a vibe, and it's a whole fucking thing, And you get to see the whole entire country. Like right now, we are in Alexanderplatz in Berlin. Look at this. We got the beautiful town square. It's empty as fuck right now, but that's just what it is. This is one of those places where it kind of clears out once the sun goes down, but it's a vibe. If you ever actually here during the day, There's a lot of crazy shit. They have street performers. They have all sorts of people that are just, hanging around out here, people selling things. It's very much like the Times Square of this neighborhood. You feel me? So people sell everything, there's shops everywhere. I'm sure people who are from Berlin probably aren't hanging out at Alexanderplatz, if I'm being honest. From one city person to another city person, you can kind of feel that in the sense of like, oh, this is where they sell their shit to tourists. Like, this ain't really the spot. And that's kind of been a hard thing for me too, because like, again, being from New York, you always want to know the spot. You always want to be tapped in to the spot. And I'm here and I'm in a different country. I don't know anybody and I don't know the spot. And it's like, it's cool like being out here and shit, but I'm like, damn, like I wish I knew a little bit of the neighborhoods a little bit more. So I think when I come out here in a few months or maybe like a year later, I'm gonna try to stay here longer. Like, instead of doing 1 week here, I might try to do 1 month or like 2 months here, just so I can take in the neighborhood and kind of see what's happening with all that shit. You feel me? Because like, you know, just being a city person, you want to take in the city, bro. Like, and I don't want to take in the artificial parts of the city. I want to take in the real parts of the city that, the people who live here really care about. You don't want to be somebody who just goes to M&M World, right? Like, I'm just not that type of guy. So, it always makes sense to me to kind of travel a bit more. And I kind of been doing it. I'm here till Sunday, so we'll see. We'll see. But you see right now, like, what is it, like 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock, this whole shit is shut down. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, this shit is Europe. Like, I heard a million stories about Europe and fucking absinthe and all that shit. And I'm like, I know this ain't where the party ends. You feel me? I know this shit ain't where the party ends. Nigga, come on now. Show me something. So I just been kind of like roaming around, man. And whatever I find, I find. And whatever I don't find, I don't find. And I just kind of feel like that. But it's nothing but great people out here. I've only had good times and shit, man. Everybody's been super chill. I did a bunch of shows the other night as well, too, which has been kind of cool. There you go. We got the Autobahn over here. But yeah, I did a show the other night, which is a Free Palestine show. So that was dope. Shout out to Emma for getting me on that show and everything like that, man. Good vibes all around. Blah-de, blah-de, blah. Ended up fucking murdering that shit. Shit is good. Let me get a beer in here, man. Let me get a bar. Let me get a bar. Yes, you said it's a $5 minimum, right? $5 for €5. 5 year, yeah. Five. Sorry, my bad. Five is five. Let me get. Yes. Let me get these two. Yeah.
€7 factor. Achso, €5.
It's okay. No problem, man. I got you. 150. Let me see. Right. Put it here. Got you. All good? Thank you, sir. All right. I just got my Wise card. This shit is the next level, man. Helps you with everything. You get all the currencies and everything, man. That Wise is the best. Yeah. Have a good night. Yeah. That's the best part about this shit is, bro. Listen, like, I love a good old-fashioned American bodega. I never gonna say I don't. I love it, man. I really do. Get a nice $3, $2 Budweiser, right? Great. But here, man, you spend $3 and you get a nice craft beer, or €3. Okay, he corrected me. He's right too. You spend €3, you get a nice craft beer. I got two of these for $5, and this shit is better than any of the shit I would have bought back home. In fact, if I would have bought this back home, it would have been about probably what, $10, $15. You know, these people, their entire culture is beer, which is why I love them so much. They're very complex people. They know what they like, which is so fucking dope, man. I mean, like, I wish America's culture was based on beer in such a calm and polite way, and like doing it right. You know what I mean? Not just like trying to have a fucking football game and drinking Bud Lights. I'm talking about craftsmanship, you know? Caring about flavor profiles. Like, these people really do it. I will say, like, German beer is amazing. And then right above it, though, it doesn't win number one. It doesn't win number one. I say what does win number one is Czech beer. Czech beer, for sure, wins number one. That's a fact. That's a fact. But German beer, if you've never tried it, man, I would suggest you give it a try. Because if you're somebody who cares about alcohol, if you're somebody who cares about beer, and you're not particularly like a wine guy, you should definitely get into German beer, because they really do, they do beer justice, man. They really do. They care about it. They care about the craftsmanship that it takes to make it. They care about brewing it, and that's one thing I really just love about the culture in general, bro. Like, and that's just, I think, something that's just about European culture in general, is like, not everything is for profit. You feel me? Some of the shit is just like, yeah, we just like it. like, which is cool. Like, some of this shit is just like, yeah, we just fuck with it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, do we make $1 trillion off it? No, we just like it. We think it's a cool thing. This is a part of our culture, and we take this in, and you kind of appreciate that. Where I feel like American culture, the seed of American culture, right, or the seed of everything in America is from a love from that thing, whether it's, hip hop or video games or beer or whatever, right? The initial seed that's planted is because of a love for that thing, right? But because of the way the systems are done, everything always ends up being in corporate hands and essentially getting bastardized for $1. And it really harms everything that multiple cultures are about, whether it's black culture, Hispanic culture, even white culture. You know what I mean? It kind of, it destroys, it consumes, it's parasitic. Out here, people just like beer, so they make better beer. Like, and that's it. They don't make a bunch of commercials and want to be the lord of all beer, and they don't hire a bunch of lobbyists to go and take down the other beer companies so that they're the only beer company, and then get a hot big-titted chick to say beer is life or something like that. Like, that's what Americans do. And I feel like that's something we need to kind of figure out in ourselves, and find the love, the pure love that we have for certain things, because consumerism is such a big deal now, and it always has been in our country, but now it's gotten to a point where it's insidious, and it's just really, really upsetting, man. It's really upsetting. Don't mind me, I'm pulling my backpack off because I gotta sneak these beers into the hostel. Believe it or not, I'm in a hostel right now that has no kitchen and also does not allow any outside food, which they did not tell any of us about. So me and everybody in our hostel, we're all talking about it and how bullshit it actually is, because that's the main point of a hostel, is affordability. You know what I mean? being able to cook your food and all that, and the third. And also just having the community of cooking your food. I just came from London, and London was great. Like literally when I first got there, I met some Italian dude named Alessandro. We ended up hanging out, right? I tell him, hey, I got a little bit of penne. I got a little box of penne. I got a little, box of this, box of that. He's like, all right, cool. We about to make a whole meal together. And we all ate together and sat together in a way that I feel like you don't always get, like in the U.S. It's this communal kind of like lovely thing. And we wouldn't have got that if we couldn't bring in outside food. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this place, although it does look nice, is definitely a place that is a bit of a scam. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm somebody who, worked at the Standard Hotel, and all that stuff, and that's what I feel like they're trying to be. They're trying to be like the Standard Hotel, or maybe like the Moxie Hotel, right? But they want to do it like a hostel, and so they're like cutting corners a little bit with a lot of shit. Like, number one, they tell us we can't bring in food, this, that, and the third, but then, a night or two before, I'm in the bathroom at like 1 a.m. Someone flushes the toilet, and I swear to God, the vents, the drains in the floor start backing up, and human shit starts spreading all over the floor. Yes, you heard that right. Human shit, human fecal matter, bodily fluids start all over the floor, start spreading everywhere. And at first I was like, yo, is like somebody drunk and just like peeing on the floor? Because you see it, it's like yellow, and I'm in the bathroom, using the bathroom, so I'm like, the hell, and it's coming in kind of slow and all that shit. And then I start seeing the little chunks, and I'm like, oh wow, this is crazy. I get up, and obviously like no one's doing it, it's just there, it's just on the ground. And so I go to the front desk, bro, I talk to these people. And the worst part was, I talked to these people, I swear to God, I'm like, hey, somebody used the bathroom, and doo-doo is on the floor. And they go, yeah. They go, yeah, there's doo-doo on the floor. Yes, yeah. There's doo-doo on the floor. That's just, this is hostile. This is doo-doo on the floor. Wait, what? He goes, yeah, there's doo-doo on the floor. And he goes, maintenance is coming tomorrow to clean doo-doo off the floor. And I'm like, are you the only one working here? Like, can someone just like clean it up a little? Like, because it was big, but it wasn't like crazy. Like, to the point where, let's say I worked at a hotel in the US, I would have to go clean that up if there was no maintenance guy. You know what I mean? And it wasn't like insane. It wasn't like this like massive room full of shit. But it was just like a nice sizable like puddle of like piss and shit. And it's like, if you have a mop, you could have cleaned that up. And the fact that he was so reluctant to do it and told me that the next day somebody would clean it. So it's just going to sit there. It's going to sit there for hours. Stink up the whole place. Sit there for hours. Was insane to me. Insane. And then what was crazy is, I'm like, all right, well, that's gross. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and it's going to be done. We'll figure it out. Blah, 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 blah. Bro, I wake up. I had a long night that night. So I wake up and it's about 1 p.m. because I was out like partying that night or whatever, right? Get into the bathroom. The shit is still there. The literal shit on the floor is still there. So I go to the front desk, dude. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong, what's happening, and apparently the night guy didn't tell the day people. But even when I told the day people, they're like, "Oh yeah, shit on the floor. That happens. This is what happens. This is what happens. Shit's on the floor. Was ist wrong? This is what happens." And it's just like, what is going on here? What is going on here? Like, I've had places where I paid the same amount, I can bring in food, and there is no shit on the floor. So why are you guys not doing what you need to be doing? You know? And so this has kind of been a bit of a big deal. You know, I'm actually heading right back in to my hostel right now. You know, this has been a good vibe. This has been a hell of a birthday. I'm a little tipsy right now. Had some good food. I love the fact that some of you guys have tuned in. Thank you to everybody who has watched this live stream and shit. And I'll see you guys later. Just please, when you travel, try not to shit on the floor, because I feel like that's a bit of a no-no. But that's just me. All right, I'll see you later. Peace.